Hi, everybody. Matt Noyes, 1 Degree Outside Weather Network and 1degreeoutside.com. Let's get you that kind of short attention span forecast first. These first couple of graphics are just for you. If you stick around a little bit longer, you'll get a little bit more detail in the next 24 hours. First of all, water bottles for everybody today. Sunscreen, I would recommend for everyone too. You know why? The body just isn't used to this, right? Think about the way this spring has been. A lot of clouds, kind of on the cool side. Now, all of a sudden, you're going into the 80s and you're doing it with a ton of sun and a strong UV index, right? So, want to take care of the body for that, kids and adults alike. Chance of an afternoon or evening shower and thunderstorm from northern and western Mass points northward. I'll highlight that in a moment. And the humidity is slowly increasing. It's not a big onslaught of humidity, so it's not like you feel like you're in the 90s today. 80s feels like 80s, but we do get a little bit more of that heat index later in the week as the humidity and heat will build. Chance of severe storms is marginal in deep blue today in northern New England. The rest of New England, maybe an isolated storm that can develop. You can see the area that we've highlighted here in green. This is forecast precipitation. Northern Essex County, Route 2 corridor, western Mass points north. Going to be the areas to be most under the gun to a storm. Most of us find temperatures climbing into the 80s, including upstate New York and northern Maine. Right at the coastline, we likely turn a sea breeze. Boston has not hit 80 degrees yet this year. We don't think we do it today, but you come to 78. So if you squeeze out another 2, that would be your first 80. Last year it was in mid-April. Normally you do it early May, so you're a little bit behind on that. If you're curious about timing of the showers and thunderstorms for today, like more precisely, I would say use our app. I think that's the best way to do it. If you go into that radar tab on the app, you'll see that there's a button right next to the timeline that says past plus future if you tap it, or future. I would do past plus future. It gives you the radar leading up to the current time and then shows you the forecast beyond that. So if you keep that handy throughout the day, I do think that's going to be helpful for you. Notice high temperatures coolest at the coast because you do turn a bit of a sea breeze. The wind not strong enough out of the south and southwest to stave that off. And near the south coast, you've got it coming in off the ocean. The farther inland that you go, temperatures up into the 80s. And again, northern Mass, western Mass could be an evening storm. A late day or evening storm when you get into central and southern New Hampshire. Actually, these storms will build out of the Green Mountains where they start up during the course of the early afternoon and then kind of spread east from there. In fact, at midday, there'll already be a shower or thunderstorm across northern Vermont, particularly northern Greens. That would reach the White Mountains around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. as it drops southeast. So as you can imagine, temperature's not quite as warm in the north. By the way, most of us don't see records set today. The records are in the 90s for a lot of us, so you don't quite get there. Northern Maine does get to about 80 degrees versus the Maine coast with that wind out of the south and southwest. The fog's slow to peel back off the coastline, staying cool. And then when you come into the Canadian provinces, temperatures running in the 60s and 70s, depending on your proximity to the ocean. Overnight tonight, we drop down to the 50s. We get some fog to fill back in. The humidity slowly increases for us, and you'll feel the heat and humidity again the next couple of days, which we'll cover in 1 Degree Outside Insights. All right, stay cool. Have a great day.